What's up, Army? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
안녕, 로입니다.
I'm Keith.
You know the vibes. I seen the picture. I seen the thumbnail. Y'all know why y'all here.
You know why you're here.
Rap Monster. Joke.
Dum-dum.
Yeah. It's maybe a joke to you, but it's not to us. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button.
No laughing matter.
Become a real redeemer today.
Today.
Don't be a clown.
Just don't be a troll in the comments.
Yeah. Hurts my feelings. My little bit
He ain't
feelings.
got no feelings, but
Y'all might think it's a joke to y'all, but this is real life to me.
You know what I mean?
Jokes I be reading.
Also, make sure y'all jump on the Patreon for exclusive RM content, live performances, and some other stuff that's going to be blocked on YouTube. Just
Album
jump on
review.
there. Album review is up for Mono already. We about to jump into RM. Got some pre-debut stuff and a couple other little videos and stuff like that about how decent RM is as a leader. So, no long talk. Let's jump right into joke. It'll be edited and cleaned out.
No, don't delete me. No, disassemble.
You joke guy.
Ah.
Something like this. Hit the close so I can read what he said.
Google it.
내꿈막을 울리는 rhythm bass and drum 날 움직이는 기름 내가 존재하는 모든 행복과 너의 세보까지 모두 I'ma forget them 나는 엘라스틴 너들은 비름 랩 변신은 너 수준 비름 fingers money 내 honey to the honey 누가 나를 망이 I'ma fucking bitter 거머리 같은 haters 나를 죽여 나를 묶어 나를 숙연하게 만들어 I'm so super I just grew up 그지 같은 모두 섞어 모두 섞어 싹 다 섞어 손발에 꺾어 시켜 섞어 시켜 덮어리 접어 fuck 한 입으로 두 말 여자들은 널 보고 불러 언니 너무나도 시작하는 철판들 지리고개 선지들이 모이건 니의 여자 파리보다도 보여 아슬 현실 싹 다 보여 홍대 예능 쇼면 안 되는 힙스 니들은 그 공정 난 이곳에 문을 열고 나를 마시게 해 너희들은 맨날 느낀다는 랩해 난 순식간에 비트를 잽해 널 보면 비트들이 말을 잽해 배알이 좀 고르실 거야 잽해 스웨덴 너긴 프라스트 잽해 니 더러운 혀보다 강해요 잽해 이제 가보는 오원보다 더 잽해 Six bullets in my toe 6 days in my low 6 shots got me feeling Tupac 그래 이건 에이스 내 가사요 금지겨운 부부처럼 별거없지 넌 천상 여자처럼 설거지 나는 탁탁 멋있더니 빡빡 쓸어버려 물 같은 내 엽서 설거지 내가 내면은 말놀이 And I got a motherfucking beat got a motherfucking rhyme got a motherfucking flow got a motherfucking style got a motherfucking vibe got a motherfucking shine 대체 뭐만 deny motherfucking lie bitch하는 원없어 motherfucking pride 너네 조용하게 총수를 좋다는 욕들은 족발이 좋아하는 컴들이 스타일 bitch 유명해 티나는 태 심장은 검에 한여름의 선택 작전을 개시하니 그래 내 이름은 브레인 혼자 다이몬을 내 이름은 배 여기 내가 차린 놀이동산보다 레버 우리부터 차이나지 너와 나의 레버 본 이름은 브레이디 또 나의 성은 에버 절대기면 수정 안에 나는 ever 그래 많은 값보다 값 탑보다 바 탑보다 차 야로 보면 너 상처는 싸 나는 탑보다 다가 보다 가 탑보다 바 소면 우베르로 다 돌아가 내 조신한 가람소 로고고 맞이소 그래 넌 나의 조 그러니 가자가 나지던 바비도 존나게 보지던 세 글자 랩밖에 못한 식자너 비비디 바비디 부비디 바비디 니비니 나미니 지기니 차가미 니 거는 나다리 쳐먹어 누가리 이른 니비니 샤리 너가 완전히 꼭지가 no rap 네 랩은 한마디만 할게 더 랩 내 거 좀 큰 문에서 좀 no rap 니꺼 원래 랩이 아니다 나 no rap 그래 넌 최고의 여자 같지 소중하게 자리 같지 아들 네 생각해보니까 비었던 조금 내가 떼고 이미 다 부를게 이루지 I pop it, rock it, knock it, never stop it talking some trash is 난 팩소라서 없어 차비 no real 백수 없어 차비 You know I ain't about the thousands let me ride it You drop it, swap it, rock it, mock it stock it, lock it in my pocket Just full of my spit I get him in the wrist, get him in the wrist Heavenly added on the son of a beach 나 버섯처럼 이나마치 son of a he gonna promise a son of a six Yeah man I told you that I'm a monster Now I be rapping nonstop I too want your hands in the concert What the fucking dead hands in the concert Hit me
June, you're a fool for this one. There's nothing left to say, but that's a top pen over there.
Yeah,
It's a top pen over there. The penmanship is
monsters.
I say the control, breath control. Obviously, this is one of the few fast flow. Yeah, this is one of the few fast flows that I won't call downhill. Well, it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. I call Eminem the Eminem fast flow sound and stuff. I call that downhill rap because it's like you're just picking up speed and just keep going and everything like that till you stop. But his breath control is so good that it doesn't sound like he's trying to be like Eminem or anything like that. It just sounds like, you know, he's just kind of like weaving through the beat.
Because some people do it and it turns into like a then it turns into like a
and it's also the voice inflection. Like some people hit like every third syllable the same way. Like you just and it's like that you voice inflection sound where he just kind of just goes, bro.
He had fun with it.
Yeah,
because he was doing like the
and then he would switch it up,
then switch it up again. That's why I feel you, because it felt like it was downhill, but it never felt like it was going to be a crescendo or out of control or too breathy. Because like I said, you almost can see when some people cheat the breath in between. It's like it kind of was never that. It's like
don't write a break in a joint. Just tell them out of breath, and then they'll make that an ad lib in a song to kind of cheat them. You see it all the time, bro.
I think I'm with me when it comes to fast rap. If it lifts the song, cool. I'm not one who really like. I don't lose my shit over the fast rap. Like even when Kendrick does it, my favorite fast rap. What about Bone Thugs? I was just about to say Bone Thugs is actually my favorite.
You look like a crucial conflict guy.
It is the bone, the thuggish, ruggish bone. But I think because they're more musical and obviously melodic with their flow,
twisted.
So
he is fast.
I relate to that more, and because
I still think Crazy.
Stuff, I think lyrically they still killed it too. When it comes to RM with this though, like this is like a cool video. I'd be like, yo, he can go off, if he wants to, or for people, especially if I know someone who would like this type of stuff, I would show them. For me, I've seen so many sides of June already that I'm not like, obviously, and then we listen to this, and I think Keith might have showed me this too. It was a year ago.
Just throw me to the fucking wolves, why don't you?
It was him. But no, I definitely. This is a good refresher. Like I said, now seeing this through different lenses, because not knowing them as well as last year and everything like that, it was kind of like, all right, here goes Eminem, here goes this and this, and I'm not paying attention to nuances. I think once you get to know people and get a understanding of them better, and actually listen to the music with a little bit more patience, you know what I'm saying? Like you kind of dissect it better as opposed to just kind of writing them off from the rip. Like, oh, here we go, fast rap. The beat is sped up and manic, and it's this and that.
You're a jerk musically.
I'm not gonna lie. I can be snobbish sometimes when it comes to music.
You heard it and immediately put them in a lyrical miracle category.
Yeah, I like to give people a fair shake though.
At least let somebody get they 16 on.
No, I did get it. I didn't write this off as like trash or nothing. I was just like, oh, okay.
Well, we know what this is.
Yeah. Because music is so oversaturated now.
San Andreas, here we go again.
Yeah, it's so hard these days because music is so oversaturated. Anybody can literally be a rapper or be a producer or whatever the fuck. So it's kind of hard when you, especially then the language barrier too. So this video and then the video don't have subtitles. It's just kind of like you'd be like, all right, I don't know what to take from this.
The language barrier my whole life always made other languages hotter than English to me though. Just because of like cadences and certain things that you can do. Pronunciations in different languages flow better sometimes on certain shit to me.
You know what's up with SK rappers and everything? In my observation, their words are longer than ours. So they have to kind of rap fast sometimes to kind of squeeze everything in there to make sense. For the most part, sometimes you can still get chill flows, mellow flows, like a different myriad of flows. That never stopped them from that. However, a lot of the times they consider speed rap one of the major talents of rap, as opposed to over here, people who rap fast is like cool, but
But I think that's decent too in the sense of I know they got like, all right, so let's say you traditionally learning how to like speak it. They still got like words and phrases that mean something that the book won't tell you.
Exactly.
But they know exactly what it means. So they might say something and you'll read it and you'll be like, what the fuck does cat and dragon have to do with anything? It doesn't make sense in the book or something.
They got a phrase called pounding rice cakes on the moon. Do you know what that phrase is for?
It sound like somebody getting high or something. No, it can't.
Getting their cheeks clapped.
I was about to say or something sexual.
Remember the... backpacking video that we watched, that was the end of the video. They were on the moon, and you see them eating rice cakes, and that was part of it because they was the song whole video was about sex.
It really was.
Yeah,
it really was.
But
or just even like in Philly, like if no one knew like what join mean, but we were saying like that, you know what I mean? Yeah, or drawn because
How do you not know what that means?
Well, drawn, you wouldn't know because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know it was originally like drawing attention.
Yeah.
Like I
didn't know that until like a few years back.
I was texting somebody the other day, and the girl, she lives in LA and shit, and I forget what was happening, but I said I'm all right, and she was like all right, like I spelled ARD.
Yeah, no, that happens.
They was just like all right, like what does that mean?
That's a new acronym for.
She said like aight, and I'm just like, why the fuck would I say aight? And then she was like, I've never used that word in my entire life. I don't even know.
I'm like, it's a it's a pronunciation of all right.
Of all right.
I'm all right.
Yeah, so it's all that to say, like I find that's what made me like just like K-pop earlier in life, or just other things, because I thought all that makes it unique and a bit different, you know, than here. And we see it in regular music, like if we live in Philly, so let's say it's like a phrase going on somewhere else or something in rap where you hear niggas be like, yo, she grits. Yeah. You're like, what the fuck? Like, fuck is that? Like,
I like grits.
I
so
like that.
Yo.
Like, what is that? A good thing? Is that bad? You know, you don't want to say, you know, what's popping when somebody say what's good be something, and now you in a whole
certain places you can't even say yo what's good, like, you know.
What's good got like 10 different meanings.
Yeah,
or yo, you good?
It's all about the inflection. And me too, obviously me learning the language, like, and the same thing with Spanish or patois, and to a lesser extent French. Learning some of the
I know.
But learn this. They went there too. Yeah, stop there too. Oh shit! Yeah. But no, I think it's very intriguing. But like I said, I think it's more so when they do different things than what we do is when it kind of really like, oh, what's this like? You know how we talk about the members when we just watch In the Soup and they'll be like, yeah, you know, it's different. Whereas we be like, yo, we talk a lot slower and kind of like drag the word. They kind of like throw it and like it's like real quick and nimble and sometimes and stuff like that.
Anybody that I ever met, like whether it was in school or just in life later on, that was from down south and heard people from Philly talking, they was like, why do y'all stretch out all y'all words when y'all talk? And you just like, what the fuck you mean? I'm talking regular.
There's some people in Philly that stretch out their words even longer than I do, and it's annoying. They like,
that's because down south everything sounds so fast. It's so like, you know, everybody just kind of hurry up and get shit out.
But it's kind of funny because
certain places
they
down
talk
there
fast
talk slow
and move
too.
slow. Yeah.
Houston's slow as shit.
No, but I completely agree as far as like the music concerned, especially the language thing, because I know early 2000s, reggaeton and Spanish music was, especially in Philly. I can't really speak for anywhere else, but like that shit was popping. Like Don Omar and Daddy Yankee and all that other stuff was crazy.
Dance hall with Sean Paul and shit.
But I think I learned to appreciate the language a little bit more. So like being able to sing, especially like Mark Anthony or something like that, the inflection, the way they put their words together, to be able to sing the way those words are together is way different than how we would sing English. It takes a different skill set. It takes a different way to control your voice because you're hitting notes that normally don't go together in our language.
Especially like that R, making your R's roll and everything. Like that.
I know some people who can't roll their R's. That shit is funny to me. But you know, so like, but all that to say, like, I kind of definitely respect like what he did, like all the speed, breaking it down, the lyrics, the syllables are crazy. And even when he just kind of like, but everything kind of like when we did Dechita and like the second verse onto the third verse, especially the second verse onto the third verse, like being able to rap fast, but make it very, very clear and decisive. Start your word, cut your word. It doesn't like trail into it. There's no like basically making it sound like one word, but just kind of like slowing it down a little bit so you know, I mean, everybody gets the idea. No, we're just like it's clean, it's cut, it's precise. If you were to stop it at any point, you know what I mean. There's a space there, there's a breath there. That is mastery of your craft. That is like superior breath control, superior. I hate that. who said it? Like tongue technology? I forgot.
Sugar,
yeah.
Tongue technology.
Tongue technology.
Send you to Hong Kong.
To not have your words, because I mean, even sometimes I do it. Like my words will slur a little bit toward the end, will tail off, but like to cut them to the point where it's just like clean, and there's like if you look on the mic, it's like dead space. You know what I mean? There's nothing there, just to kind of go right back to the next word and make it so sharp. That's talent, bro.
Mm-hmm. Also, like I'm glad he has, cause I'm pretty sure some people might consider him, especially if you Army. I guess you would consider RM like the rap god almost, or something like to put it nicely and stuff like that. I don't know.
That's what I get from like a lot of the Army redeemers. They'll be like BTS like the pinnacle of rap for them. Mm-hmm. And while I don't necessarily agree, because I mean for obvious reasons, we're from over here and we grew up and we've heard rap years before I knew anything about BTS, and just years before BTS was even a group.
I agree with you, but I do think not to cut you off. I agree with you, but I do think they do everything to make
that's
it.
Not taking anything away
you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I feel like
they do
really
everything
care
to check.
about rap.
They do everything to
they
check
check the
off
box.
the box.
We had the conversation last night when we was talking about all of the rappers. And not even like just them. Some of the other rappers over there,
you can tell they authentic.
Yeah, like they're
it's
real rappers. That's nothing to take away from them. It's just like I said, my palette of music and just rap in itself. The things I know about
it's gonna
rap.
be a little hard when people have heard Big Pac, like Big L, Hove, Rakim.
It's like we said, it's things you can't explain to. And I'm actually glad you brought this up, because it's certain, like, people will say things, like I said, my biggest thing is, the biggest compliment to an artist is I don't have to down somebody else to big this other person up, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't have to down Hove or I don't have to down like Runch or anybody or whatever like that. I don't have to down anyone to big up Hove or Kanye or whatever like that. I relate to these things. Mm-hmm. He's painted pictures with his words without, what I'm saying, whether it's gritty or it's bad or whatever like that. But it's hard to explain that to somebody who's not from where we're from. And I don't just mean America. I mean being in the inner city. I mean living in the inner city, going through things, talking to people. Yeah. It's hard to explain to someone who their whole rap knowledge is only like BTS or K-pop. It's hard to explain to them what I'm a block away from hell, not enough shots away from straight shells, an ounce away from a triple beam, still using a handheld weight scale. You're lying. Come like
Ashy Knuckles pocket filled with a lot of
lead. Come on, bro.
Not a cent.
But not even if they're in America, to hear that and to never been in those areas, it's the same thing. You might as well be an SK because you have just as much relevance.
Bro, and they probably like, what are you talking about? I'm like, just even if I'm not even gonna break it down, but like I said, just looking at the intricacies of that, what he said, the picture he painted with that. I'm a block away from hell, not enough shots away from straight shells, an ounce away from the triple beam, still using a handheld weight scale. You're laughing. You know the place where the liquor stores and the base well and government, fuck government. We politic ourselves. Come on, like stuff like that. They'll be like, what? Well, it's probably this and is that. Oh, is he talking about drugs or he's talking about this and he's like, no, you don't understand.
Talking about what he's talking about. Either you get it, or you don't.
That's
why I love music, man. It's so subjective and
even with music subjectivity, there's some objectivity there too.
Because I guess I would not so much counter. What I do feel for them may be just the emotional thing of it, because the core essence of hip hop and rap is just for you to tell your story and for you to emotionally link that with anybody who cares about said story.
Remember when we first started this, especially when we went to the No More Dream area, what was my biggest thing? Like,
authenticity.
Authenticity. Like, can you relate to anything that you're saying, or is this just something that they put the battery in your back, wound you up, gave you a few mixtapes?
But I still thought they were being authentic, though.
But see, I now I do, but I didn't know then, because, you just kind of see what's being marched out there to you without the backstory. You know what I mean? So it was like, oh, our new hip-hop group. Right, sure. Okay. And, you listen to it, it's like, oh, okay, so you know about tough times and blah, 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 blah. Like, all right, no problem. Cool. Yeah. Especially when you see where they are now, it's like, okay, so was that a front just to make money, and this is who you really are?
It depends on
who you really were, and this is what you've come to grow to. And not knowing what that was, especially not having going back to No More Dream in my BTS journey. I was introduced, at the halfway point, at midway through the apex. So everything behind that was just kind of like, all right, is this a gimmick? Is this a joke? Because this is not, they're nowhere close to what they, what that is. But I mean, again, it's the same thing with anything. It's like when Vanilla Ice was marched out, or Third Base, or honestly any white rapper in the 80s and 90s. I'm sorry. It's just like, how much do you really know what you're talking?
Yeah, and that's why I always go off of like the content, like what are they talking about and what's, because I guess my thing is, and I used to say it before the low over here, whenever whether I'm debating with somebody up here or I'm talking to people, my goal is never really to change anybody's mind or opinion with anything. It's just to find out the logic and what the person is talking about.
You changed my mind.
Thank you. I can't change emotions.
True.
In people. So if BTS was like, if someone heard this and they were emotionally connected to it, then that's one thing. But I think, like you said, I've been listening to rap since the 80s. Mm-hmm. It's just some people who I think will never be kind of removed from my top 5 or top 10 because I've been in some of those areas and some of those places and shit. And they emotionally,
you know what it is,
and they resonate on a different level.
Even outside of emotions, I think, and even outside of emotions, I see it like this. Certain people look for different things when it comes to music and whatever like that. When it comes to rap, it really depends on the person. So, but I think the thing with music today is more people are into the artist's brand. They buy into the artist's brand as opposed to just, all right, I'm a listener of your music. Mm-hmm. These days, I care everything. A lot of people will pick certain artists and be like, every aspect of you I'm into and I'm supporting and I'm this and this. And this is more so K-pop. That's the whole thing with them. And so the objectivity a lot of times will be thrown out the window because you have that emotional connection to someone. You done bought into them as just like a complete entity. And we had the conversations about like relatability and everything like that. With Drake, me and you could probably do our top 10. And while we may have like, let's say 3 or 4 songs similar, the
7
other
may
6
be completely different.
Completely different, something else, and for different reasons. Like for instance, you
I don't
love Diamonds Dancing. I know you love Diamonds
that last
Dancing.
minute, man. If you know, you know,
because you relate to that part, and but that's what you look for.
Dirty.
Yeah, me, I look for when it comes to Drake or just any artist, really.
But I think it's about not to cut you off, but I think it's what you want out of the artist too. Like, so when I listen to Drake, and I always say this, my favorite album is Take Care, because that's particularly
nothing was the same.
What I want from Drake. I want those type of songs because I may have, so like if I want hard shit, I'm listening to like
where were you when Crew Love came up?
No.
Tech school.
But like to me that wasn't like a hard song. So like
Lord knows.
I won't even say that because I was listening to like darker, heavier stuff. So like Machine Shop shit or self-titled, like underground, gritty, dirty rappers over nasty, like rock beats.
Oh, so that was a palate cleanser for you. Almost.
Right. So I didn't need that from Drake. What I needed from Drake was I needed some of that melodical shit. That's what I needed. So that's why that album, particularly for me, is exactly what I needed from Drake. Just like Kanye's Beautiful Dark Switch, he gave me something exactly what I needed that nobody else was giving me.
Creativity at a maximum.
You know what I mean?
That's what I think. That's like I said, is so many different things. Obviously, you have your mental, you have your spiritual, your emotional, and then you have like the kind of soulful and everything like that. So you different artists. I'm looking for different things. I don't really think I bought into any artist brand. Like not even Usher. I love Usher, but I'm not. I will definitely, if a song is trash, I'll be like, whatever. That kind of thing. And the same thing with like Kanye and Hov and Tupac.
I don't know if you would. I think you would definitely give it 3 more listens than usual to find a reason to love it.
I heard some song. Hov has a song called Ghetto Techno. I'm still embarrassed he made that shit.
Well, two things. First off, I think more so you might be talking more so not like really the stands for it seems like is the issue, because those are people. I think sometimes when people stand too much, that's when delusion can come in.
I think standing is bad in general from going off the original term.
I love standing a little bit.
I don't, because I find it hard to kind of, I'm like I said, and I'm going off the original term that Nas made.
When standing is not toxic, it's fun to me. Let me put it like that for me.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, if we go to standing, Nas literally coined the term based on the Eminem song, which is a crazy ass fan. He was obsessed with Eminem. Actually, it was a real story.
So
apparently.
would Eminem have coined it?
Huh? No, Nas coined the term. Eminem made the song. No, when Eminem made the song, no one was saying you're a stan. You're a this, or I'm a stan, or you're this and that. Nas said, you are a stan, talking to Hove, coined the term. So, M created the song.
I know that.
You didn't know he was talking to Jay when he said that?
No, I knew that, but I swear, why do I feel like Stan came out before he called him a Stan?
The song Stan, but...
Ether, he was like, you would think upon your pussy a stan. I hate reciting that. Sorry, Hove.
That's a fire track.
Yo, he talks about this shit all the time, bro. You lying.
Shit.
So,
nigga, you ain't lived, you witnessed it from your folks' past, scribbled in your notepad, created your
I
life.
still think he won that battle. But,
Me too.
You know, it is what it is. But
it's all about the war, though.
He won that too.
It was about that beat. That Ether beat is what niggas was attracted to.
Actually, get yourself a gun, nigga.
Blueprint 2.
God, I forgot what I was
I got you. But no, just
we're talking about just Stans being a bit delusional.
Yeah, like I said, and that may be the, like I said, I'm only 30, so I'm not old or no shit like that. But that's one of my old school sentiments. I stick with certain things with hip hop. I really live hip hop. I'm like what, third or fourth generation of hip hop. So like that's my whole life. I don't know life without rap and hip hop. That's who I am, how I carry myself.
What I will say, Lo, is I know you.
What?
What I have noticed, though, at least when it comes to music, is that you do like to level the playing field out a little bit. If you see 10 dick eaters, you tend to like to.
You know, I think that's a misconception, bro. I really don't like.
That's how it comes off as.
I really don't like certain shit. So if everyone who said it before me already like it, and I don't like it, it's gonna seem like I'm just saying it to say it.
Oh no,
I don't find no.
I don't think you just say shit to say shit. But one of those things where it's like, if me and you listen to something and like, let's just I don't know, let's lose Lil Baby for example. We both listen to Lil Baby and it's just like, oh okay, this joint was all right. If these people all come in here and be like, yeah, it's on fire, best shit ever, like, you'll just be like, all right, nah, that shit actually kind of ass.
Oh, you would be like the devil's advocate.
You would be the devil's advocate to lower the room down.
No, this my shit. This is my catch.
And I don't be thinking you too far off, but I'll be like, all right, Lo was being a little bit extra just because. Just because it was.
All I'll say is let's not get carried away.
Oh yeah.
My whole rule of thumb is I never offer my opinion. If it's asked for, I give it. You know what I'm saying? But I never come out of my way to be like, bro, don't listen to that shit. That shit trash. Unless we joking with each other. But you know, like I said, just even to put it with BTS, right? That's the whole thing with the animosity that I get in the comments and shit like that. I said, bro, I don't hate anybody. I literally love everyone in this group. My thing is I'm not going to
Dickie
every time something like when we watch the award performances and they do shit, I scream when they do shit. I don't scream every time V comes on the screen. I don't scream every time Hope or anybody comes on the screen, just like willy-nilly. Now, if they're doing something and performing well or it's something crazy, there we go, something like that. But I'm not just, if we're watching a random video and they sitting there eating noodles, and I'm like, oh my God, look at the way he eats his noodles. That's not me.
Too, and I think I don't think it's spread evenly because Nick is very Jimin-centric. But I don't think Nick gets the bullshit sometimes that you get.
Exactly.
And I don't like tossing you bail, but...
but it's reality.
No, but it's reality. And sometimes people have to understand, like, we're not... Okay, so I'll put this way: we're not being fake, and we're not being characters of each other, caricatures of ourselves. But sometimes we like to have fun up here.
Exactly.
So, like, you'll see Nick say something, and he'll know I'm staring at him, but and then he'll look over and do like the shock face. I'm not mad at Nick. I'm not mad at what he said. I think it's funny. In fact, more times than not, I agree with him. But the moment that's created in that is a funny moment.
And we're all also, so this is the other thing too. We're all comfortable in our own skin, but we like to have fun.
I'm not comfortable
as men, and you know, with the like I said, we like to have fun with the shit too. So, like I said, it's not putting on extra, but it's me getting the fan out about something. I don't get the fan out about much.
Well, men can't do that.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Unless it's sports.
Can't do it. Yeah, but we don't get the fan out about. We don't get the fan out as much too, so this brought a different element to it. So I like to do that. Just because I'm not doing it for every member every single time doesn't mean I'm mad at this video or this and that. But you brought up a good point. But that's what I'm saying. It's not everyone. It's a select few who belong to a select crew or cult. You know what I'm saying? That do that shit, that throw those accusations out and everything like that. And I'll be like, bro, what videos do y'all watch or do y'all don't watch where y'all see me not, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, when Blood, Sweat, and Tears come on, what the first thing I do?
Yeah.
Look for V.
But you know, I told y'all I always take all that with a grain of salt just because.
And I didn't even want to get there, but
I take that with a grain of salt.
That shit bothers you though.
It bothers them.
I think lies bother me more than anything.
But I mean,
caught in a lie.
Yeah, people lying on me pisses me off
but,
more than anything.
But
like,
see, here's the thing, and this is kind of like what I had to kind of swallow through the whole incident or whatever. At some point, like if you have 60,000 views on the video, there are going to be some people who don't like it. There are going to be some people who pick out what you say.
I'm pretty sure it's other reactors.
No.
Dicky and it's people who don't fuck with us and just everything like that too.
But you also see the other people who are in our peer group who just dickied everything.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh my God, he just slurped that Gatorade.
I'm pretty sure they get shit too. But you know what I mean? Like, take it with a grain of salt. Like for the odds are in your favor.
Like I said, I do, and then I've dialed back the engagement anyway. But it's just like every once in a while, I'll just be like, okay. And like I said, with YouTube, you can see if the person how long they've been there, a sub or all stuff like that. Anyway, if I see that shit was made a week ago, I'm not about to say nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? But if it's like one of our redeemers that we talk to, that's when I usually respond. I'm like, bro, I've seen you. Like we didn't have conversations and. You know, we didn't said this and that, and now you acting weird. I think that's what throws me for a loop.
Being weird to me?
Yeah, when it's someone I've like had like some respect for, or like I thought I had some understanding for.
The same way you talked about authenticity, like with them, is just I just strive for us to keep the authenticity real with ourselves. Mm-hmm. No one, people don't like me. People don't like that I'm too hype about certain things. I might talk too much and do everything, but guess what? That's just me.
Exactly.
And I agree with those people.
And I'm gonna always continue to like do that regardless of who like it and who don't like it.
Exactly.
And I think that's what makes like me unique. And if Keith wants to be like fucking snarky or like he has no poker face.
Snarky poker,
but that makes you. So people either like gonna accept it or accept it. And even with Low and stuff, they allowed to love and do whatever you want to. You don't have to be hype when anybody like jumps up and stuff. You're gonna continue to do you. All the negativity, like. Go ahead, post it in the comments and shit. It's just gonna get the algorithm up.
That's all I'm saying. I'm just like, bro, you be like, I'll be like, okay, but like I said, it's because I wasn't even thinking about that anyway.
Yeah, I
forgot how we got there.
Oh, we segue when I say and I'll easy segue us back. But yeah, just to let y'all know, I don't care about no haters. We do this shit for the real redeemers, the ones that's been subscribed since day one, the ones that got here last week but binge watched.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the ones that got here last week and binge watched everything, the ones that's on the Patreon, the one that do nothing but put us on good music and show us love. Yeah. So you know if
the ones that don't miss a video,
or even for check up on us, like how many yo everything people all right? I haven't heard from you in a while. You know what I mean? Like everything cool.
Yeah, so the people who you probably talking about, some people who are either solo stands or some people might just got an agenda. Some people may hate you.
I think some people just hate you.
Some people may hate you, and I mean that's fine.
It actually feels good. If you ain't doing nothing good, if somebody don't hate you somewhere. So,
but yeah, the segue is back and stuff. We were talking about just coining the term "stan" and just about how some people are delusional and how some people basically think that this might be the
the pinnacle of rap. And you're like I said, I'm not trying to. One thing I never try to dissuade people from thinking the way they think. It's only if you're going to make certain type of statements. I'm big on debate and dialogue. I love to do it.
No, I don't mean to cut you, but like I'm big on trying to dissuade people from the way they think, especially if the way you think it is fucked up.
I think if you're like I said, if you're disrespecting something, then that's different.
So it's almost like the quote I love. You know, knowledge is knowing that a tomato's a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in the fruit salad. You know what I mean? And you know, so shit like that. And there's another part to it I can't remember. But so I know you guys probably haven't heard the whole album, but like Fort Minor, the Mike Shinoda dude, you heard
20%.
Yes, yeah. Him. He got a song on his album called Cigarettes, and like his album is kind of like top tier as far as the content as what he's saying.
Some good production on there too. I know album you're talking about.
Fucking fire.
Wasn't Just Blaze producing on that too?
He did everything.
Okay.
Because he does all the Linkin Park stuff.
Just Blaze did something with Fort Minor.
It might be a remix. So I think I know what you're talking about. I think it is a remix because I think I have Styles of Beyond on it too. Basically, the song is like it's just like a cigarette. It's something that I use every now and again, just between me and you. And he's talking about like he doesn't like gangster rap for what it does to the community, to the world, but every now and again, a little bit of him just needs that bullshit and he knows it's bullshit because he openly says it. I need those lies that they're telling me every now and again just to kind of hype me up. Every now, like I don't want to always hear that knowledgeable, rap. I want to hear that bullshit, whether it's real or not. I know it's fake, just like a cigarette ad. I know it can kill me, but even I still want that every now and again just to kind of calm me down and get me to that point. Dope song. If you get a chance to listen to it. But it's just like, but that's really how rap is, and that's really how some people are. So like, even if they're not authentic to the situation, like even if somebody wrote a song and that you've never done a drive-by. True, he might have never done a drive-by, but you do know the hood he lives in, and that shit is fucking crazy. So it might not be his words or his authenticism. I don't even know.
Authenticity.
I think I just made up a word. I'm gonna keep my word. That's my word.
Authenticism.
I'm coining the phrase. I'm Nas out here. No, but keeping it authentic to him, even though he's not doing that, you know that he's probably seen that or lived that. You feel that vibe. You know that on some level. I'm using my hands. See, Nick, I'm learning. That it's still a part of his being as an artist. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like we were talking about yesterday as writers. I'm not a woman, but I could write, something dealing with pregnancy. I could write something dealing with, a man leaving or a heartbreak I might not get everything right, but I can do enough. I can empathize enough to get it across to where you understand it. And maybe that's in some cases what it is. But to me, especially early on, bring it full circle, I didn't think that they had the knowledge, the history, the life experiences to talk about some things in the way that they were talking about it and represent it the way that they was being represented. Knowing them a little better and seeing that they didn't have great, silver spoon, comings. Mm-hmm. They did have to struggle. Sugar Ho's situation with, doing deliveries while being a trainee, hurting his arm just to, make ends meet. And the pressure that the parents put on him and that whole thing, and the parents kind of looking at, I know Sugar specifically, but I don't know about the rest of them, kind of looking at him like, damn, you're supposed to be this, you're supposed to be that. I don't want you to do that. It's almost like a failure.
Yeah.
I feel ignorant to, but I mean, of course that comes with time and knowledge, but it's almost, I feel ignorant to even have thought that.
What I wonder, not to cut you off because you brought like a good point is that, and I'm normally not one to like kind of like shit on Americans or whatever, but what the fuck is wrong with people? Why, why would you see like a young boy group anywhere and just kind of assume that they came from money or assume that like it was like it's a big company backing them or something like that when you don't know anything.
I'll tell you why.
Why? Because I could like, and before you go, like, whether it was like whether they were Pakistani, whether they were French kids, whether it was in Ethiopia, whether this was Brazil, me personally, my whole life, I would never just assume something with anybody if I didn't have no information on it. So how does anybody just see something and just assume that someone has a silver spoon in their mouth? Like this kind of.
I don't know about the silver spoon part.
I keep hearing that.
The manufactured part, I know why.
That could be anything.
But that's the industry. That's the record industry is known for putting out manufactured. It doesn't matter where it's from. Is it from over here, over there, up, down? It doesn't matter. Record industries around the world and just entertainment industry is known for putting out manufactured people with manufactured stories.
Can for every manufactured group, let's say if I want to play a game, could you name me a group that was broke?
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that knowledge, and I know maybe it's not fair because you're more of a music connoisseur than people.
The most, yeah.
Yeah. It's just with that logic alone, it's just like, well, if you can name every group, let me give y'all an example. Go watch a biopic. Pick it out the hat, especially if they're black. I bet money they're broke, and they probably broke at the end of the biopic too.
Somebody's like, "Fuck you, man, we paid."
Nah, but it's
see somewhere like, well,
Isley Brothers like, "Nigga, we paid over here."
Yeah, so you know, just with that knowledge alone, is kind of like baffling to me that people would see something because I don't think. I think depending on if I heard the music, maybe I might start asking questions depending on what the content was.
So this is the thing with us in America, right? And I won't say this gentleman's name, but a certain podcast we watch. We talk about
I know.
Yeah.
So, I know.
He's a broken clock, but when he is right, he is right.
I think he's right a lot of times.
Yeah,
I think people don't like it because of who it's coming from.
Yeah,
it's the right.
That take was wrong though. That
take was wrong.
Yeah. But one of the things he talks about is just how the industry is going to keep trying to churn out, especially nowadays. Now that the record labels kind of are more obsolete. Remember, this thing started off with people printing vinyl, and then CDs came and killed vinyl, or tapes came and killed vinyl. Then CDs came and killed tapes and everything like that. You had so much different things going on that people had to rely on distribution. Actually printing records, kind of, just everything that went into making an artist.
Niggas stream their own shit now.
Exactly.
Right, you ain't got to pay the DJ.
I can record a whole album in this building right here.
And stream your own shit.
With the equipment that we have. I probably need it's a mixer right there.
But I could program the kick pads.
I could record
some mixers and other shit over there too.
See, boom. I could record a whole album in here by myself, put it on Apple Music, get paid for it. And if I don't sample anything, and if I create all the music by myself,
all of it's yours.
You can do that too on your YouTube. Viral. You can do that on your YouTube channel too, and monetize your joint, and then do that. You don't need a record label for anything.
Free market shit. The internet has completely changed the whole game. All that to say is, so now record labels have to get creative, but not creative in a good way, creative in a bad way.
Any way to fuck the artist over.
Or any way to make money to generate something that'll make a moment. Okay, what do people like now? Oh, they like this? All right, so we're going to find someone, build them up, give them a backstory. There's so many of these industry plant rappers out here. Like it'd be random young boys. Before we saw the virtual dude like a few weeks ago, it's been so many rappers. You be like, yo, who is young boy? And you see some random kid tatted up on his face, dreads, racially ambiguous.
Oh, that's not a new thing, though.
And no, it's not. It's definitely not a new thing.
Because we brought up Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
Like, he was a plant.
He was a plant like a motherfucker. So,
Third base was real,
You're going to have that. Oh, this rap thing is going on. All right, how can we make it so white people spend money on it? Shit, why don't we give him a white rapper? A white rapper, who's going to believe that? Let's give him a hot top fade.
With a Gumby.
Yeah, let's give him a hot top fade with some parts. Just tell him to talk. Yeah, tell him to talk street. Let's sample. Let's get a sample.
If we didn't do that, we wouldn't have the Turtle Joe, Ice Baby. A couple of Jones is bops.
It would have been somebody. If it wasn't him, it would have been somebody.
But you know what I will say, though. Regardless, though, hip hop always catches the fakes.
Exactly.
So no matter what happens, hip hop always catches the fakes.
But then, and so this is the other thing too. His hip hop is notoriously is a black thing. R&B,
through and through,
a black thing. You know what I'm saying?
No, don't stop there. You can keep going.
It's just a lot of stuff, but just
rock and roll, all that shit.
A lot of
some we've relinquished.
All of the major music. Most of the major.
Some we've let go and relinquished. Jazz, all that music. Some we've relinquished and let go to other
but
groups,
in the realms of this conversation, rap and R&B, that's what is done. So that's a black thing. All right, boom. So race is automatically a part of it, no matter what,
because of the content of the music.
Exactly, and how it's performed too. Then you have to factor in. All right, let's say you have a rapper from another race, rapping and they get notoriety. What is black people's relation with his race or his ethnicity? What are the relations with that? So in the instance with that, what's the relations of black people and Koreans in America? Fuck the world, in America.
Well, I told you.
You take that into account.
I told you I'm jaded to that.
It's already
because of other reasons, but I get it.
It's already a divide that we don't have we don't have the warmest relationships as and on a big scale. So you see that. Of course, you don't know these young men. You shouldn't judge people you don't know, and all the idioms we could throw out there. However, that's taken into account. All right, so who are they with? Who brought them out? Korean company. They're from Korea, like literally from Korea. Okay. They making any black producers, any this and this stuff. Those questions start being asked and everything like that. And obviously we know now.
But I think those are fine to ask those questions. It's just me. I'm a black man. I'd be remiss to judge someone else by like the book. You know what I mean? By the cover of the book.
I don't think it's judging. I think it's
some of it sounds very judgmental.
Well, I don't think it's. I'm saying judging on these grounds. The thing is, like I said, rap and R&B, they're black art forms. So the problem is every culture and ethnicity, race, however you want to put it, whatever they have that's their thing. They're even some non-black Americans.
People are very protective of their
They're
culture.
allowed to gatekeep. They're given the room to gatekeep, and that be that. Except for black Americans. When it comes to this, we are gaslighted, we are attacked, and we are this and this, inside and out. Agreed. So like I said, I don't agree with it because I give everybody a fair shake until you give me a reason not to give you a fair shake. Obviously, I'm in love with K-pop and BTS in general, but I'm just saying from someone whose their only interactions with certain people are negative or middling at best, just knowing how humans work. I don't think it's a race thing. I think it's a human thing. You're going to be like, what?
I don't know. I think it's simpler than that though. So like I told you my K-pop story. When I would peek my head in, it would always be something that was already done here. And if rap is the flavor of the month, I figure they're only doing it because it was cool here. And if they're doing it there, are they even authentic in it, or is it just done because it's cool? Like at the basis of everything, like is this something that you guys really understand, or is this just something that the studio told you guys to do because it was popping at the time?
See, but look at that. That ties into
but we all don't see that.
But that's what I'm saying though. That ties into my point of your mind is already going to go ask those questions. You know what's funny? You're less likely to ask those same questions if it's a white rapper.
Oh fuck no.
From America.
Oh, from America? Yeah.
From America, you're less likely to ask those.
I was so skeptical on Eminem, yo.
But he's from Detroit.
Well, not just that. But you saw
who are you?
You saw the Vanilla Ice.
If you're a black person during this time,
I don't even like the Beastie Boys for a minute.
You're introduced to Eminem and let's say RM at the same time. You've never heard of either one of these gentlemen.
What year is it?
But that's what I'm saying. Let's just say it's like whatever time you haven't heard anything from any of them. We could be now for real. You haven't heard of Eminem some way somehow, and you haven't heard of RM. Where are they from? Well, the white boy's from Detroit. The Asian brother, he's Korean. But what did they both rap? Yeah.
But that's why, like I said, maybe I know I'm a little bit more jaded due to the fact of my upbringing, and you know what I mean. I'm used to the Asian culture in general and biracial things and everything. So certain things I never had to ask growing up. So it's, can you rap? That's really what it is for me. If you were to present both parties,
and for me as a music lover, that's all it is. Are you? First of all, is the music good? If your music's not good, I don't give a fuck about your story.
I'm just saying, I just find it weird that niggas will gatekeep South Korean kids rapping, but will fucking tell Kid Laredo, who's a white boy from Australia, it's cool to come here.
First of all, I have the same energy for. I'm not saying you said it to me.
Not to you,
I just want to put this out there.
Yeah,
I have the same energy for everybody. First of all, if I don't think something's good, and you know I'm asked about, I will tell you straight up, I don't think something good.
And I like Kid Laroi. So
I'm not a fan.
Like, if you're good, you're good. I don't really care.
I'm not a fan of his. I'm not a fan of Bieber, obviously, and even with who brought him out. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that's me being more aligned with music than someone's brand. You know what I'm saying? So I feel our people when it comes time to get, like I said, because we're the ones who get gaslighted when we do gatekeep. Now, I have lines though. I'm not a racist. So I'm not gonna gatekeep you because you're something else. If you can fucking rap, remember Jin, the rapper boy? He can fucking rap. You know what I'm saying? So if you can rap, you can rap.
You're gonna learn.
If you can sing, you can fucking sing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh, you don't like Jin?
I liked him in a battle rap, but that's a very
you hated him on
that's a
wax.
very limited.
Well, that's just kind of every battle rapper kind of run into that anyway.
But it's hard to make a
that's
song.
what I'm saying. Your reasoning is not his race, and so that's what I'm saying. I be feeling like a man with no country sometimes because I'm like, well, yeah, I want to ride with the people, but y'all whole argument can't be, man, they're not black. That can't be it, especially when we done sampled a lot of great white music or a lot of great Spanish music. I think
low, but
stuff
that's
like that.
That's what happens because I think sometimes people aren't able to articulate their point.
Exactly.
And I think that's when you come off as just racist because now you're not even giving a reason why you're gatekeeping. But if you were, let's say you were gatekeeping and it was like, no, I did my due diligence. Actually, I found out they're a South Korean boy group that was established in 2013. There are 7 members. This is what's going on. I went and listened to the first album. I was a couple tracks in and the music didn't hit for me emotionally.
It doesn't resonate.
I don't even think it's that though. So for some people, I think it's that. But you got to remember, everything that we've had to our own has been taken.
I get it. I get it.
Borrowed.
Exactly.
Taken.
Exactly.
Remember when Bling Bling dropped and it was taken and all of a sudden that shit was every fucking where?
Let's keep it real. When it
got done and it was whack, they gave it back.
Look who
twerking.
We
were monkeys dancing like
exactly
savages until it became
some
cool
niggas from
for
the
everyone
streets
else.
of New Orleans who brought up Bling Bling. This is before Lil Wayne became the pop star darling Lil Wayne.
But at some point we get tired of giving people shit and then having it like thrown in our faces and then taken, made famous, and then throwing it back when they're done fucking using it. And now nobody can use it.
Like I said,
I agree.
The bigger relationships between, like I said, the people is what play a part in this whole thing. The whole term of culture vulture now has been so prevalent, and I hate buzzwords now because they get overused.
Sometimes people just use them. It
loses its value.
Or they don't know what they mean. They just kind of say it because it
exactly.
Sounds like
you on Twitter heavy though, low and shit. My thing is, first off, I agree 1,000% with y'all. I don't think no one should be able to still like just anything black and be able to kind of flip it and do their own thing. What I will say now is that the black community in general normally check shit now, where it's just like. Fuck just music. Like, it's people out here stealing black designers' clothes and redoing them. And the black community, well, most of the times now, I do see the black community being very much like, yo, no one buy that shit. Or like, yo, give credit to who did it first and everything.
Like when Kim K was wearing boxer braids thing. Bitch, people have been wearing boxer braids forever. Like, that's not a new thing. That's not your thing. We're not going to sit here and glorify you for something that you stole from somebody, mammy, that's been doing it for like years, bro. Like, but whenever we say, "Oh, you guys just being sensitive," no, we're not being fucking sensitive.
That's what I'm saying. As opposed to trying to understand,
but they don't want to understand because there's no money in the understanding.
Hold up, no.
But see that, that's
they're right. We're wrong. That's it.
But it's not. But
make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This is some good content.
So look at the TikTok dances. They didn't want to pay any of the people who initially made those dances.
Or Fortnite too.
They wanted, Fortnite, but those are TikTok dances. But they wanted to give credit to the people who they saw do it, the people who got famous, who weren't black, who weren't the creators.
And the people was on their ass, though.
But look how long it took. Yeah. And the only reason they did it is because they wanted to be on the right side of history. And, and other than that, they wouldn't have gave a fuck. Ellen wouldn't have brought nobody out there. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but look at the difference, though. Look at this thing that I'm talking about. The problem is so nuanced because there's so many different roots and issues that we have to deal with. First of all, how many black people own actual record labels or these entities?
Surprisingly, a lot. How many are successful is a whole different story.
No, I mean the record labels, not a record label. Any nigga can start a record label, but the record labels that determine
that shit is hard. Because even if you do own a decent label, at some point that shit is going to turn into a joint venture.
But what I'm saying that is all of these stuff like those dances, and even to a certain extent the hairstyles and clothes and everything like that. It's not tangible. It's IP basically. It's basically IP. So that's why people can go in. They're not looking at this like this is our culture or this is our culture. They're looking at, man, fuck this black people. I'm making money. They trying to stop me from making money. I can argue this legally as opposed to morally or excuse me, what's the word I'm looking for? Empathetically. Okay. They're not looking at us like humans. They're looking at us as just people snipping and trying to take from talk about them and cause them harm and stuff like that because nobody cares until they deal it. Whereas imagine if we all just started wearing But that's the other thing too. We don't support. Cultures don't care because the people who create that stuff, they have a hold on that.
And that was about to be my next point. So wouldn't it behoove black people in general to get everyone together in the masses, and we can control certain things by dictating where we spend our money, who we support, what we watch, what we don't watch, and everything else.
But and I'll tell you why it don't happen. Then you got people like Lil Wayne is like, oh, I'm not black, I'm rich. I spend my money where the fuck I want to spend it.
Sometimes those, even though he's one of the elite blacks as far as like having financial success and everything else,
he's also who the young kids look up to, so they're going to follow in his footsteps.
That wave may pass.
He's not just somebody who the kids. Yeah, I was about to say the kids.
But he also influenced. Okay, he's the person that influenced the people, the person that are not right.
They be like, well,
I think you would more so want like Lil Baby or NBA YoungBoy, and as far as kids,
right.
But I get what you mean though. I'm glad you brought that up because that's the other thing. Well, Lil Wayne said I was cool.
Oh no! Yeah, I know.
Mayweather, the same thing.
I love Ye. Kanye said I was cool. Mm-hmm. But even though
I think a lot of his stuff is misconstrued, he can't.
Yeah, Ye's on his shit now. Ye's on his shit right now.
Like the whole slavery was a choice thing. I get what he was saying. You could have just jumped in the river, kind of like you know what I mean?
Yeah, some of the folks y'all naming aren't the people I want speaking for black people.
Right.
So that's really what it is.
But those are the people that have
the don't have that power.
They don't have the platform, and those are the people that have the mics in front of them. Those are the people that have the money and the influence, and they don't know what to say. So people take, oh, word, that's what he said, and they fucking run with it. Yeah. And the problem is, there's nobody to rebut anything. And even if there is somebody that tries to rebut it, they're not going to give them the mic or the time of day. Killer Mike, always talking that good shit. Mm-hmm. David Banner, always talking that good shit. Nobody wants to hear him. Because according to them, they're just the old niggas on the block. You know what I mean?
They're angry black men.
You know what I mean? Like, so Killer Mike was like, yo, revolution is cool, but can you farm? Can you hunt? Can you grow your own?
Can you protect yourself?
Can you protect? You saw that, Joe, too. Mm-hmm. He was like, yo, if you can't do any of that, then y'all need to shut the fuck up.
Do you invest in black banks?
Right. Do you invest in black banks? You talking about revolution and you want to cut all this other shit off. You want to be free from the white man, but you can't do shit for yourself other than kill.
People suck all that pro.
And that's my problem. I was about to say that. there's a lot of people in the black community who talk a lot of pro-black shit and never put their money where their mouth is and don't
Be
and don't
Gucci the
back
fuck
up or
now.
do anything.
Be this designer that you will flaunt your money before putting it towards something free. And I'm not someone who tells people what to do with your money. This is me. And it comes back to what I was saying, what you were saying about like the conversations we had with music, where you like, I'll try to like not tip the scales, but like level the playing field. I don't like to be bullshitted, and I don't ever want to come off as a bullshitter because I've seen what they do, specifically these politicians who fucked us up, and or these people in power who fuck us up on any level, whether it be entertainment, financially, culturally, or just even emotionally coming out and just fucking us up with certain things. I'm more of the mindset, okay, if I'm going to say something, I'm going to say it and mean that shit with my chest. I'm pro-black, and pro-black literally meaning I'm for the progression of my people.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You know what I'm saying? Just based on everything that we went through. However, I don't support crime. You know what I'm saying? I don't support any of this shit that whether with me and I listen to rap music and it's, you know,
I just
it's
have
this and this, but I have different things. I'm a father, I'm a taxpayer, I'm a veteran. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff. I hate to have to even explain that because it shouldn't even have to be explained. Well, you're black, but you listen to rap and you do and you dress this way and you talk this way and all this shit like that.
The George Floyd situation that happened 2 years ago.
Look at RM inspiring us to talk about real shit.
When they started rioting on 52nd Street, 63rd Street, I was like, yo.
Why are you destroying black business?
I know, I just thought, I said, y'all should shoot him. And it was like, oh, why would you say that about, your black brothers? Okay, so if somebody broke into your house, you going to let them because they're your black brother? If not, then you need to shut the fuck up and exit this conversation.
Remember the riots that happened a few months after that.
But it's so, and it was like, oh, you don't. So I don't have a problem, and I've said this openly.
Why would you riot on your block?
I don't have a problem with rioting, but make it make sense.
Why are you blowing up our shit? Yeah.
So if you have an issue with the system and you think the system is oppressing you, you think the system is coming down on you, you think all this other stuff, why are you not rioting where the system is? If you think, white, consumerism, that's the word, is like, it's heavy and it's part of the problem. Why are you at 52nd Street when they're black-owned businesses throwing bricks through their window, raiding them and looting them? That does nothing for nobody. And, we're going to hit the right age. Cool. So when your mom needs her diabetes medicine next week and you can't get it because you done fucked up the only pharmacy in your own neighborhood, how does that work out? Who are you showing who's boss?
And all that low, all centering back, Keith, to what I'm talking about. I hate when people do pro-black and mask that when it's really just racism and ignorance.
Or they just want to talk. That's the main thing. With the advent of social media, everybody wants to fucking talk. Fuck being an activist. Everybody wants to talk about everything. Even whatever y'all think about this, every motherfucker wants to have a podcast now. Every motherfucker wants to talk about relationships, but it be the same shit. Oh, should men and women split the bills?
How about you mind your
Should you fuck on the first date? Like, how about you go do something productive? Who gives a fuck? Like, shit like that.
But here's the other problem. That's what some women want to hear. So it's like that trash. So I always call reality TV trash TV. I don't like it. Honestly, I'm not even a big fan of it. Like with DDG and all them. I tell you flat out, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I don't nod my head like, yeah, but I don't even watch that stuff because it's like, what are you progressing, right? So if somebody outside of America who don't necessarily know how sometimes the entertainment industry works, that sometimes reality TV is not fucking reality at all. And this is the only thing they're seeing. This is what they get of black culture, which is the truth in a lot of cases. How are you helping the overall perception of, what the black American is to the rest of the world? You're not.
I think people shouldn't go into that thinking that is black.
No. You're asking for too much from some people.
Hold up. Hold up. Two things.
If they've never seen a black American culture, and this is reality TV. That's exactly what they think.
This is my two things for that. The first thing is, it's really three things. It's three things. First thing, DDG shouldn't be looked at as some type of like ambassador for black culture. Two, It's not. No, I'm saying that as in like he's what he's doing is his platform. That's how he's progressing. I don't think he's hurting anybody.
Nah, and I will say, not to cut you off for your point though, but I do fuck with what he's done, and he's very big on black entrepreneurship and everything too.
But I'm saying like if you like the dating and pranking and all that stuff like that, that shouldn't be.
He doesn't do that no more.
No. I'm saying, but if somebody
might not know that because
but this is the thing though. Why do we have to learn about everybody else? And I don't have a problem. I'm I guess a sociophile, if you will. I might have just created a new term, but I think that would be the best. I love learning in general, but I love learning about people, society, geography is one of my favorite subjects. History is my favorite thing. All of this stuff is good, stuff I love to learn. But we're the only people that are told, oh, well, if you did more education about them, you would understand. Or this, if you taught them about this, then they'll be more friendly to. Why the fuck do I have to teach you to respect me?
Why the
fuck do I have to teach you to? If this is what you do and your perception comes from this, why can't if I do the same thing?
Take that extra step and do my due diligence to learn.
Exactly.
So do you.
Watching a reality show and thinking that's how black people is like telling someone watching a K-drama is exactly how like South Koreans are or something. I would never go into anything thinking that if I'm looking at this one set of media that's just how people are.
But like I said, that says more about other people than us.
You're smarter than that, right? Mm-hmm. So I hate to throw you under the bus, but my ex used to govern our relationship how people on Love and Hip Hop used to govern theirs. Mm-hmm. So the arguments, the drama, the bullshit. So like, that's how people deal with their relationships. And since I don't have friends or people outside that I talk to, I get all my information on how to live life through that because that's what they do when they're successful.
That's sad, man. I can't live my life based off of how other people live theirs or what's going on.
That's what some people do.
Yeah, and I mean, it's sad, and I'm not saying that like I don't agree with you because I think that is what happened. People definitely do watch reality TV shows, and you'll see some black people embarrassed and just be like, yo, why are we acting like this in front of company? And be like, that's them. Those are whatever crazy people they got on the show.
And they're getting paid and doing whatever. It's scripted, but because they throw the word reality in front of it, motherfuckers will just think, you know what I mean? Like that's how things work, and that doesn't work that way, and that's not how it goes.
I think some people are very. Some people have a lot to learn. I'm just at a point in life where like I'm all about positive energy, love, and just kind of letting people do them as long as they're not hurting anybody or doing anything. So I don't look at any one thing and just be like, oh my God. Some white people just jump someone outside. Well, all white people are savages.
I hate all white people.
I hate all white people and shit.
That used to be a narrative. Yeah. But no, seriously, that used to be a narrative. But like a perfect example, my cousin dated a girl from Africa. Beautiful. You know, she was one of those Africans that had like the hair and the eyes and the skin tone were all that same color, amber brown. Gorgeous. She wouldn't date him at first. He had to chase her for about a year. She wouldn't date him at first. Because when she came over here, her parents told her, don't date a black man. They'll kill you. Because everything they saw on TV, everything they saw on YouTube, everything they saw on the news.
Some niggas just gotta touch grass then, man.
Yeah, but
sometimes you just
I don't got no grass. I literally have no better way to put it.
But you have to like say that here, but when people are trying to like that's their only way into our culture is what they're being shown. You know what I mean?
I just think that's so ignorant. That's like watching something and just being like, "Oh my God, Africa's a shithole," and Africa has some of the most beautiful places in the entire world.
How many people still think Africa? No, seriously. How many people think Africa's still a whole bunch of tribes and slaves running around?
A lot of people.
And the information is out there, right?
It's ignorance.
The information is out there. They look at Wakanda like, "Oh, that could never happen." Bitch, it's already happening. It's been happening for years. We had the first civilization.
It's already been happening.
You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? But see, the knowledge is there, but nobody wants to. It's almost like what you said. Nobody wants to take that due diligence to go
it slums everywhere, man.
I feel like that, and this is what I'm saying because we definitely just went to our 12 minutes. But if you, like I said, one of my guiding principles is balance. So I don't do anything that will like upset the balance of like my life and everything like that. I try to keep everything a proper balance of everything that I need to survive or to live and thrive. I also believe in reciprocity when dealing with people.
Oh, okay.
Whatever you asking from me, you better be providing or going to give yourself, because it is not even on some tit for tat or petty type stuff, but I refuse to kind of just be like, all right, like I said, just keeping it with this, not even fuck a metaphor. I'm just straight up. If you think black people or black Americans, because I have to put it that way, because it's not just, we have some black people who come at us those ways, like you said. If you think black Americans need to do their due diligence and learn about this and that and be gentle and more understanding of people, when it's really, because a lot of these people are indoctrinated or institutionalized to think in a certain way, whereas a lot of us, we had to grow up and kind of see things for what it was, which is why we carry this cavalier attitude, that whole swagger that everyone loves so much from black people that they call gangster and all this shit. It ain't gangster shit. We see life for what it is. We see things for what it is. We tell you what it is. Well, not everyone. Some people bullshit. But for the most part, the whole attitude of, it's not even being nonchalant. It's not a defense mechanism. We've had to live this way. I've seen people bullshit. I've seen people come into our neighborhood say, we're going to fix this up. We do this. I've seen people come to my school and say, we're going to fix this up. You got a $10 million grant. Everything's going to be great. You know the only thing they fixed the fucking... They fixed the door. They repainted the doors. They bought MacBooks. We weren't allowed to take them home or none of that shit, which is probably a good idea. But they brought MacBooks. We only used them once a fucking month, and nothing else got fixed in the school. Maybe like the ventilation system, but that shit did not cost $10 million. So that's what I'm saying. We've seen that kind of shit our whole lives and had to deal with certain bullshit that people from other groups, not everyone, because everyone has their stripes and struggles in the world, but we've seen a lot of shit that a child really shouldn't have to see, or that if a child sees, it's going to affect their psyche and how they deal with shit going forward.
So most of us are running around with PTSD from, what I mean, how hurt we've been.
Bro, I went to war. No, I ain't going to talk about it.
But see, not just that, but we also have to do our due diligence as black Americans. So they sandbag our education. And name me anywhere in American school system can you learn about the same two people every year like it's something fucking new. Every February, hey, we get to learn about Martin Luther King. Bitch, we learned that in first grade. Can you teach us something new about Marcus Garvey? Can you teach us something about, something else? We gonna learn about the same 6 or 7 people. Or if you're gonna
tell me about Martin Luther King, tell me about how they
tell me something
how the
I don't
FBI
know.
Killed him.
Right.
How they
tell me something
him,
like how there was a tree blocking the window and the balcony where he was standing the day before, and then the next day the tree was gone. Tell me that. You know what I mean? Or the fact that he didn't die on the balcony, that he got killed in the hospital later on. Tell me that. You know what I mean? Or tell me something I don't know about the same 6 people you're trying to force down my throat every year to keep me sandbagged into thinking that I know about black history when I don't, bro.
Forget that. Look even some shit with American history or Western history.
Oh, yeah, they changed a lot.
We celebrate Columbus Day.
He was a pirate and a rapist.
Yeah,
and a murderer.
All in all, what my brothers are saying is it's very hard being a black man because at the end of the day and stuff, we're told to mile ourselves back and just chill because you don't want to come off as the angry black man. But we go through a lot. We go through people having to basically like steal most of our identity, make profit off of it, and then tell us not to complain about it. My thing is that
just get over it.
Yeah, or get over it.
So many years ago.
I have all that energy and the same energy as y'all, but unfortunately, I still try to be as fair as possible too.
Oh no, yeah.
Like I'm not saying that y'all don't do that, but it's just I
don't ride around with the hood on.
I told you though, but that's my thing, and I'm tying my point in with yours so we can end it together. But I'm saying sometimes it's so stressful because the rational black man or people like us who think like us, the black men or black people who think like us and move, kind of operate like us, sometimes we feel like a man with no country, metaphorically speaking, because it's like, yeah, I'll ride with the people.
Bro. Huh? I don't think that's a metaphor, but
man with no country. Oh, yeah, yo, on that scale is actually not. No, yeah, I call myself. I'm a
Did
black
we build
American.
this? Yes, we did.
I ain't even gonna get into that.
I'm a black American.
Yeah,
and
I'm
yes,
a black American hard body.
yes,
Yes, we built this motherfucker.
Did we build it?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we? Are we a part
Some of
of
the
it?
most money
Or
in the
did they-
entire U.S. starting off everything was through plantations and everything
Bruh,
else.
we
and
didn't
cotton
even. We didn't even
and-
talk about
and-
1921.
Yes, we
So-
built this city on.
But no, I'm saying we feel like a man with no country because yes, we want to ride with the people, and we're most of the time we're going to ride. But there's also reality. We got dealt a bad hand because yes, I want to ride with my people, but
The same people that hate us.
But in this century, but in this day and time, it's hard to look at certain shit and turn a blind eye and just be like, I'm riding out of blind loyalty. No, if something is stupid, it's stupid to me. Like you said, why the fuck are you tearing up your own neighborhoods because they shot somebody? That's you not doing the nigga no honor. Now you making people mad and like, damn, why couldn't they shoot this nigga before or something like that? You know, things like that. So
Like, you make me mad. I'm setting my shit on fire.
yeah. So is that kind of thing where it's the problem, the mindsets, the stuff that they're pushing out to people to think is so much misinformation out here on internet and social media because confused people make that's the easiest type of person to control. Is like pimps. They don't give them no money because if I give you some agency, you don't need me. You could do stuff without me and everything like that. And that's literally how I look at the world and like all the misinformation out there and all that stuff. And just tying this back in with RM and joke and all the stuff like that. The whole culture thing.
This shit turned into you think black people are a joke?
Yeah. Like I said, you might have to
I was gonna say that too, but I'm like, I'm gonna let him rap.
into like a real talk. Redemption's real talk or something.
Nah, I'll make sure I put in the caption.
Yeah,
that
like
this turned
put a
into,
timestamp. Like this is where the RM conversation stops.
This is where the joke stops.
No, what's R.L. Stein? Don't proceed the page. Don't go this far. But no, just saying, like I said, with rap and with culture and everything, people are going to look at things different ways and all of that stuff like that. I think it's, like I said, I think it's a beautiful thing. Obviously, I wake up and listen to BTS music now, to the fucking piano versions and everything. I'm fully immersed in the Hallyu, all while still being my unapologetically black American self. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a fun time. I'm enjoying myself so much. And happy birthday, Runch.
Yeah, I feel the same way, bro. Like you said, I am proud to be a black American. I am American, and this is my country. But I feel you 1,000%. And
shit, I fought for this motherfucker, so it's
definitely your
mine.
country.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service. But yeah, pertaining back to RM and stuff, I love BTS too, bro. And the reason the reason that I like to kind of indulge in some of these conversations and stuff is because there seems to be like a lot of mood points in K-pop, especially like with like black people or just Americans, and some conversations do seem a little taboo to have like via reactions, because somebody might have tapped out of this reaction as soon as it got into a point that they didn't agree with.
If you stood here through this whole 120 minutes, you are the real fucking redeemers we love, and we love all the redeemers, but you are a real one. Just know that.
I appreciate people who like might hear something that you don't typically agree with, but at least sit in on the conversation, hear out everything, and then kind of jump in the comments, and then kind of have like a logical conversation explaining like how you feel or your experience and everything else. Because sometimes I think some people may not be able to get what we're talking about just because they haven't walked in our shoes. It's almost like the same time when we had like the women conversation and we were trying to like put ourselves in like, you know, women's shoes and just kind of trying to go from there. I guess it was only but so much even with that we could like grasp. And I know some people really didn't want to hear nothing we had to say about it. It almost was just like, if you can't relate, don't even speak on it at all. Which I think I get, but I think it's I get it a little bit.
I get it because it's an emotional
situation.
I get it, but I think you need an ally, and you want to kill off all your allies because
I don't
you
think
feel
it's
a certain
killing them.
way.
I just think that's an emotional reaction. I think it's I think a lot of that is emotional reactions.
I get that, but in the regard that you're always going to need an ally to help you fight your fights. You're always going to need somebody on the other side of the fence to speak for you in certain instances.
Well, women are so strong that they don't need a man to do anything.
Okay.
keep your card now. You can stay. You did good.
Nah, I get what you mean though. You don't want to just piss everybody off or just.
It's not that, but you have some people who do want to empathize and do want to be there. But if you're telling them, oh no, you can't. Okay, then fine, I can't. Now you done just took away an ally that you could have had. You know what I mean? That could spoke for you in rooms where you might not necessarily have a voice.
Yeah, the point of me though bringing that up was just you good. The point of me bringing that up was just that like I think in order to like move forward or to gain more experience, you should always open yourself up to conversations that maybe you normally never had, and then just kind of vocally express things with each other to learn more information about said subjects, and just to kind of to push the conversations forward for real is where I'm gauging at and stuff like that, because RM would. Nah, real shit. Like it's funny that people would, strive to be like somebody like him or like, hold him at a certain regard, but then literally do things backwards than things that he would say.
Shit that he clearly wouldn't
say.
Do, yeah.
The agenda for Army isn't supposed to be like all positivity and all everything for the healing and almost and stuff. Mm-hmm. So, like
for keeping and isolating and setting people apart and attacking and things like that.
Yeah, so it's just like, why do all that when you can just openly have like conversations and do everything else and stuff? But anything else on that?
No, I agree with both you guys. Bringing it back to RM, I thought the video was very well shot. I thought the shots were clean.
You didn't get to talk about the video.
I thought
the
concept of the video was cool. Him kind of switching out at the end and getting his freedom and walking out.
Some combos we been on the head, and it kind of just turned into.
Yeah, it definitely did. But it was all good, conversation.
I'm not mad. I'm not like I said, if y'all stuck around and watched this shit,
it's a popping ass video. It's YouTube.
It is. Like, no, all in all, I agree with everything, and I do think that we kind of need to be a little bit more open. But I think people also have to be open to us, and I think that was the bigger thing too. Like, yeah, we can be open to everybody else, but that reciprocity, you also have to be open to our way of thinking as well. And we are going to be a little tight-chested, or hold things that we hold dear, like our culture, things that identify us, a little tight-chested, and not just give it away to anybody, because so much has been taken from us. Like, we are tired of having our shit taken. If somebody coming in your college dorm room taking your money, at some point, somebody come in and put their hand on your desk,
let that shit slide the first,
and a pencil come up missing. I'm hunting a nigga down. You know what I mean? Like, but like, it's just only so much. It's only so much of a certain situation that you can take, especially when you're aware enough to see what's going on and aware enough to see what's happening. You just kind of get tired of it. But it's not everybody who you snap on's fault, and you also have to take that into consideration as well. All in all, this is a dope vid, dope song, dope conversation. Enjoyed it. I thought, we got a lot of things out there. Some people might understand it, some people might not. That's fine as well. But also just do the due diligence to try to understand what we're talking about and see it from our point of view as well, as we will try to see it from yours.
Yeah, man, this was a dope-ass conversation. Definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Even if you wasn't feeling the conversation, definitely jump in the comments and let us know, like, what were your thoughts on basically this whole discussion.
Even if it just shut the fuck up and talk about RM.
Because we said a whole lot.
Also,
if it was...
I was going to say, if you like these kind of talks and you want them, like,
more
on their own, kind of, let us know if y'all down for that. And
nah, real shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I know we did it a couple times in the beginning. We did the whole rap.
Well, I just mean like not attached to a reaction.
To a video.
No. Yeah, make it its own thing. Like
we did do that once, right?
Conversation.
Yeah, even depending on the subject matter, I do like when it's attached to a video.
Sometimes it's dope, but like, sometimes I can see where somebody be like, what the fuck?
Like, joke, an hour and 26 minutes?
Y'all really dissecting that shit,
huh? What the fuck? Like, are you reading the lyrics offline?
I said about Blue and Gray? Yeah. That was the first joint we did at the cut. They're like, how the fuck this shit is? I had some change.
Nah, definitely make sure you guys jump on the Patreon. There's gonna be some exclusive RM content, like still up on there. And like I said, man, don't almost reiterate what Keith said. Don't ask us to be open minded and for us to it's a different way I wanted to say it than you did. To really be open minded and for us to
Don't ask what you're not willing to provide. Don't ask for what you're not willing to provide. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Thank you. Say it again.
If you're not willing to give it, don't ask for it. Yeah.
That shit had me stuck. Look at the devil. We gonna holler at y'all. Peace.